Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is HawksNest, and currently you guys are watching the official Call of Duty mobile channel. Now, inside of today's video, I'm going to be giving you guys a couple tips on movement inside of COD Mobile. Now, the movement I'm going to be talking about is going to be combat movement, so essentially how you should be moving during gunfights to improve your chances of winning those said gunfights. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get into the first one, which is going to be the most basic mechanic, and that is strafing. Now, I know that I said strafing is one of the simpler movement mechanics, but it is also one of the most powerful ones that you can master, and once again, it is simple, so it is very easy to do. So basically what strafing is moving side to side as you're taking a gunfight. So as you can see right now, I am strafing, moving side to side as I shoot, and obviously you could integrate more things into this as you do it, like jumping, crouching, things like that to really break up your movement. But basically your goal when you're doing this is to make your target or your body harder to hit for the enemy. So as I strafe right here, I'll go ahead and show you guys what the enemy is seeing, and as you can tell, it's going to be a lot harder for them to track you as you're moving around, as opposed to right now what I'm seeing is a person standing still, which is really easy for me to track and shoot because again, he's standing still. You don't have to really move around or try to predict where they're going, they're just standing still. Basically, your goal when strafing is to be unpredictable so that the enemy has a tougher time tracking you. To actually do this, you're either going to have to be playing with 3 or 4 fingers on your device at once, or you're going to have the ADS option enabled for your weapon. So for example, if I go here, I could enable ADS on my SMGs, which basically makes it so that when I press the fire button, the gun just automatically scopes in and shoots. So I can use 1 finger for doing that and 1 finger on my joystick to strafe side to side. Also, another thing is that with most of these movement tips, they will work best with SMGs because SMGs do have better mobility than basically all of the other weapons, at least when we're talking about fully automatic ones. For example, if you do strafe a lot, the ADS movement speed stat is something that you do want to kind of keep an eye on because the faster you're able to move, the better you're able to strafe in combat. Which, for example, you can tell right here, the YKM light stock does have plus 20% ADS movement speed. So while I'm ADS, I'm going to move faster, which allows me to strafe faster. And after strafing, we have slide ADSing. Basically, slide ADSing is exactly as it's called. What you're going to do is around a corner, you're going to slide and ADS. And basically, the benefit of doing this is that number one, you're going to be a lot harder of a target to hit because you're going to be sliding. So you're going to be on the ground and then standing up. Basically, you're just moving your body a lot, as we talked about before, with just movement being, movement basically making you a harder target to hit. And then not only that, but you're also ADSing, so you're already going to be prepared if you do see an enemy. So right here, I'm not going to shoot just because we're going to keep things simple here, but if I needed to shoot, I would be already ready because I ADS'd around the corner. So basically, whenever you see a corner, your goal should basically be to slide and ADS wherever you think enemies might be. So again, like right here, I would know there's not enemies here because I don't see any. So what I want to do around this corner is slide and ADS. And basically, again, you're going to be hard to hit and you're already going to be looking in that direction if there are enemies. Following the slide ADS, we do have the jump shot. Now, the jump shot is very similar or can be used very similar to the slide ADS. Basically, the jump shot is very simple. What you're going to be doing is you're going to be jumping while you shoot. And what this is going to do is basically make your target move around as you are firing. And you can also combine this with a corner peek, just like we did before with a slide ADS, where you could jump around a corner in ADS. And you're basically going to be getting the same benefits that you had with a slide ADS. And as I said before, with some of these movement techniques, if you're not able to do it just with the way that your HUD is configured, so basically the ways that your buttons are set up, I would recommend trying to get 3 or maybe even 4 fingers involved so that you just have more fingers to do more inputs at once. So for me personally, I am playing with 4 fingers, where my bottom left thumb is joystick, top left pointer is the fire button, and then my top right index finger is crouch, jump, ADS, and then my bottom right thumb is going to be my aim around. I have this exact same setup with both my tablet as well as my phone. But if you are playing with just your thumbs on a smaller device, you can still make these things work. You're just going to have to try to mess around with your HUD a little bit to configure it in a way that you can make these things actually work. And you're going to have to make sure that your thumbs do move very fast so that you can do these moves in quick succession. Following jumping and sliding, the next thing that we have is going to be proning in the form of drop shotting. Now, basically what drop shotting is when you shoot a person as you are dropping to the floor and proning. Now, this can be done fundamentally in 2 different ways. The first way is the way that I do prefer, and I think most people prefer, and that is going to be the hold down the crouch button to prone option. You can either do that, or you can go to your settings and then go to your basic settings and turn on hide prone button to hold crouch to prone. And then if you do that, or actually disable that, what you'll have is a prone button, which you can see on the bottom right of my screen. Then all you have to do to prone is just press that button. But the problem with this is that it introduces another button on your screen, which especially if you're playing with less fingers can be kind of tough to deal with. So for me, I personally have built up my muscle memory just holding down crouch to ADS, so I do have that disabled. So basically to drop shot, what you're going to want to do is this. There's a couple things you got to keep in mind when you are actually drop shotting. The first thing obviously is that you have to be able to drop very easily. So put the button, preferably your crouch button or the prone button if you do have that, in a spot that is very easily accessible. Preferably, I would put it in a spot that is separate from the fingers that you are going to be using to both aim around as well as your joystick and shoot button, but obviously that could require a 4-finger HUD, so if you're not able to do that, really just put it wherever is comfortable. Definitely just try to play around with this maybe in a private lobby. But basically to drop shot, all you're going to do is ADS first, and then you drop shot. At least this is how I like to do it because it just does feel the most comfortable for me. So what you're going to do is press the ADS button, hold down the prone button or the crouch button depending on what you have, and then what you want to do is start firing. Now, one problem with drop shotting that a lot of people have is that when they do actually drop shot, they're going to be un-ADS'd if their thumb is still on the joystick as they're doing this. As you can tell, I get un-ADS'd because I am moving around. One thing that can prevent this to make sure that you are staying ADS'd is to fire as you're dropping down. So watch right now. I'm going to go ahead and move the joystick the entire time, but I'll stay ADS'd as I'm going down because I am firing. See, my joystick is moving, but my gun stays ADS'd. So again, if you do have that issue, all you have to do is just make sure that you fire as you're dropping down and your gun will stay ADS'd. Or another thing you could do is just take your thumb off of the joystick and get in the habit of taking it off as soon as you start a drop shot. So just lift your finger off of the joystick. Personally, I don't do that much, but again, it could be a really good habit to just lift up your finger from your joystick or just stop pressing it as you are actually going into a drop shot. I think right now is a good time to remind you guys that if you do want to get good at these things, you're going to have to practice them. So it's just a really good idea to go into those private lobbies or even public matches and play against other enemies if you'd like to, or other players. But it's just really important to actually go into the game and practice these mechanics for yourself. The more you actually do it, the more repetitions you get, the better you will actually get at these different movement mechanics. So that is going to be it for all of the basic movement mechanics. Anything after that is going to be intermediate to advanced mechanics, which is basically just going to be a combination of all of the ones that I already stated, such as sliding, jumping, ADSing around a corner, so like this. You can also combine different things with strafing, such as obviously jumping while you strafe or crouching while you strafe. Again, your goal while moving is just to make yourself harder to hit, so everything you do with movement is going to have that goal in mind. You can also do things such as bunny hopping, so basically you slide and then spam the jump button, like right there, just bunny hop, so you slide, ADS, and then jump. So again, you can just really learn a bunch of different things that combine the different mechanics that you've learned, or the basic mechanics, into a little bit more advanced one. So once again, with the bunny hop, all you have to do is just run where you want to go, slide, jump, ADS, and then spam the jump button again, so I'll go ahead and do it right here. Slide, jump, ADS, jump, and then keep going. Basically just carrying your momentum from the slide even further. So that's going to be it for this video. If you guys did enjoy, you can check out my YouTube channel, which will be linked down below. It is just HawksNest, as you can see right here, for the spelling. And also definitely make sure to subscribe to the official COD Mobile channel, which you guys are watching this video on right now. And I do want to give a massive shout out to Call of Duty Mobile for allowing me to be a part of the player content series. And with that being said, I will see you guys later. Peace.